Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news happening in Huron Township, where people are being told to avoid the area of Sibley and Huron River Drive. This is a live look at the scene. Sources telling us they're trying to arrest the person involved in a shooting on I-94 this afternoon. The nearby Riverview Elementary is on heightened alert. State police say someone shot at a driver on I-94 in Wayne County this afternoon. Happened on the eastbound lanes near Haggerty Road in Van Buren Township. The driver was not hit, but his car was. A stretch of the freeway was shut down for hours, but it was reopened. No word on a motive. Again, police continue to search for the suspect on Sibley and Huron River Drive. People are being told to avoid the area. We do have some breaking coronavirus news. Right now, the CDC's advisory committee is debating the future of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and we may have a decision at any moment. The White House says more than 9 million J&J vaccines are ready to go if the pause is lifted. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom. And Kim, a lot of new information coming out of this meeting.
Karen, the committee of independent experts began meeting at 11 a.m. this morning. They're trying to determine if the benefits of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine outweigh the risks of rare clots. We've learned out of nearly 8 million doses given, there have been 15 confirmed cases, all in women. There have been 3 deaths and 7 remain hospitalized. The highest risk was in women ages 30 to 39. The symptoms of these rare blood clots develop 6 to 15 days after receiving the vaccine. Additional potential cases are now under review, including some potential cases in men as well.
There were 0 cases in males in either of these age groups, so the reporting rate is 0 per million. That does not mean there is no risk in males. There could be cases that we did not identify in the database. Theirs is also subject to underreporting, so there could be cases that simply weren't reported, and there could be cases that become apparent later on that just have not appeared. But as of now, we had 0 cases in males, and thus the reporting rates of 0 per million for both age groups.
The committee is currently debating how the risk of those rare blood clots compares to the benefits of having a single-dose vaccine that can be stored at refrigerator temperatures and is therefore easier to give to groups that may not have access to the 2-dose mRNA vaccines. So, Karen, we'll continue to monitor the meeting. It's still going on right now, and we'll bring you the decision as soon as it's made. Back to you.
Right. We appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. Well, we do have some breaking coronavirus headlines here at home. The University of Michigan says students living on campus in the fall must be vaccinated. The new requirement only applies to students in university housing, but U of M is encouraging all students to get vaccinated. We're still waiting on new coronavirus numbers from the state today. Yesterday, we saw more than 4,800 new cases. Comes as the state is seeing a concerning trend, a record-breaking spike in the hospitalizations of children. The Michigan Health and Hospital Association says 70 children were hospitalized this week. Doctors think the more contagious UK variant may be to blame. A new mobile vaccine clinic launched today in Berkeley. Yad Ezra, local kosher food pantry, hosted the clinic in partnership with Wayne Health's mobile unit. They offered 300 Moderna first-dose vaccinations today. Both walk-up and drive-through clinic organizers, say it is a really easy way to meet the needs of the people right in their own backyards.
The idea of having a vaccine pop-up clinic here, I thought might be a way to sway some people who were reluctant or hesitant about getting the vaccine because they know and trust us.
Those vaccinated today will receive their second dose on May 21st. Well, there is now an even easier way to get help from Local 4's resident vaccine hunter, our friend Ken Haddad. Simply text the word vaccine to 313-395-1255, and Ken will do his best to try and find you an appointment in Michigan. If you're an internet user, be sure to check Ken's live blog at clickondetroit.com, where he's continuously posting about clinics and appointments as they pop up. General Motors changing its approach to diverse media relationships after criticism from some black media leaders for not advertising enough in black-owned media. GM says it will spend 2% of its ad budget this year and 4% next year with black-owned media. The plan includes a goal of reaching 8% by 2025. GM will also allocate $50 million over 10 years to support diverse marketing companies. The automaker also says it is planning a diverse-owned media summit on May 14th. Time to check in with Ben, tracking some rain this weekend, but he has a treat for us after that in the forecast. Ben?
Yeah, all the good stuff seems to be backloaded in that 7-day forecast, but today isn't half bad. We've almost saved the best for last this week. Remember, we hit 65 on Monday. We're pretty close to that mark today, but a far cry from some of these colder temperatures that we've had to endure recently. Low to mid 60s, a little bit of a breeze out there, but not much. Still some sunshine working around the clouds. But it is going to get wet this weekend. This big push of moisture starts moving in here on Saturday. So do expect to get wet for about half of the day on Saturday. And then Sunday looks like it will be the drier of the 2 days. We'll talk timing on that. And of course, temperatures over the weekend right around 60 degrees. So we lose a couple degrees, Karen, but we're gaining a lot next week, as you mentioned. And we'll look at just how warm we're going to get for the last week in April in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Ben. President Biden has announced his first foreign trip since taking office in June. He will travel to the United Kingdom and Belgium to meet with world leaders. Today, the president opened the final day of a 2-day global climate summit. He shifted the conversation from climate threat to economic opportunities.
And as we transition to a clean energy future, we must ensure that workers who have thrived in yesterday's and today's industries have as bright a tomorrow in the new industries, as well as in the places where they live, in the communities they have built.
The president mentioned the auto industry, saying future jobs will involve installing electric vehicle charging stations. Republican critics say his plan will hurt the coal and natural gas industries. It's a little-known option that could make a big impact on small businesses really struggling during the pandemic. Many are eligible for thousands of dollars in free money from the federal government. Paula Tutman shows us how one Dearborn business is using it to stay afloat and how other businesses can take advantage.
Noah Salah did what many people only dream of doing. At age 27, he turned a passion into a moneymaker.
You know, I started making beef back ribs because I just had this craving for them. Check this out. I started inviting friends and family, and the feedback I was getting was just amazing, and I decided to make it part of my future.
And that future was bright. In his first year of founding Noah's Smokehouse in Dearborn,
we opened April 2019. And everything it started great. You know, it was kind of overwhelming in the beginning because of we were having the lines that were extending to the stop sign outside, and we were selling out by 4 or 5 o'clock every single day.
And then COVID struck.
We were forced to close down for about 3 months, starting March 16th.
Like small businesses everywhere,
we had lease payments that were not forgiven. Electric bills were still coming. Third-party services, delivery systems, maintenance fees, all these fees kept coming and coming in without any revenue. So it really set us under. But the biggest blow was letting my employees go, not giving them, anything because we didn't have anything to give at the moment.
But then he stumbled over a notice by the Dearborn Chamber of Commerce. It had $1.3 million to give, not loan, but to give businesses in federal CARES Act monies.
We have more than $1 million still to give away, and they will pay employers that employ less than 50 people $15,000, and they will pay your vendors. They'll pay your utilities. They'll pay your light bill. They'll pay your food costs. They'll pay what you need to stay in business, even if you're current with all your current bills.
Noah got the top allowable dollar amount, $15,000.
It goes straight to our either the electric company, or it goes straight to our landlord who takes the lease. But it definitely helps kind of keep us above water.
Look at that. Best brisket I've ever had. Delicious as always.
We are giving the money away until it's gone. And the sooner it's gone, as far as I know, there's no retraction of the dollars, but we want to get that money out the door so we're eligible for more money for our businesses.
Yeah, and that's really, really important. These are the kinds of businesses that need this life preserver to stay afloat. Restaurants, clothing stores, mom and pop businesses. And again, Dearborn, the Dearborn Chamber of Commerce, is looking for these businesses. Yes, there's paperwork you need to fill out because they want to make sure that that money goes where it's needed and where it's supposed to go. But again, they're looking for businesses in Dearborn, Karen. But let me go back to Noah's Smokehouse for a moment. I don't eat meat, but that food looks so good, it made me hungry. And that is a business. That's the kind of business that needs this kind of help.
It really does. I saw he's a father of 5, too, so it would be wonderful to obviously support the business and obviously help his family along the way. Thank you, Paula. Well, a major celebrity just announced a run for the governor of California, who's joining the Republican effort to oust the Democratic governor from office. It kicks off our trending stories coming up. A Spacex rocket successfully launches in Florida today. What makes this trip to the International Space Station so historic? And NASA's big plans for what's next in space exploration. But first, it's a race against time to find a missing submarine with dozens on board. Oxygen is set to run out in a matter of hours. Search crews get a glimmer of hope.